Hey guys, I'm Adam Benson, a Senior Applications Engineer here at Hawkridge Systems. In this video, I'll be discussing the benefits of integrating your marketing team in SOLIDWORKS PDM, and I'll show you how easy it is to set up along the way. We'll start by taking a look at a product brochure I've designed in Microsoft Word. Marketing teams use many different applications to generate the content they need, whether it be Adobe Illustrator, Microsoft Word, or even something else. PDM can be set up with any file type. In this example, I'll be working to complete this brochure and I'll be using SOLIDWORKS Visualize to generate the images. With these tools, I'm able to directly reference the engineering data without actually making changes to it in my projects. I need to get one last image added for our brochure so I can submit it for approval. Let's get started by launching SOLIDWORKS Visualize. I'll create a new Visualize project by opening the CAD model from the PDM vault. SOLIDWORKS PDM acts as the hub of collaboration and allows me to directly access the engineering data. No longer do I need to rely on availability of engineering to get what I need. I can work with the data how and when I want. Browsing to the model is easy and is done with an integrated quick search. I know some keywords that are included in the name and the description of the model, so I'll use these to quickly find it. I can see that it has been released for production, so I know this is the latest model. And because we're referencing the latest model, Visualize can alert me real time to any changes that occur as well. More on that later. I'll adjust the camera angle and make a few tweaks to its settings. Visualize provides a very intuitive interface, so making the adjustments is no problem. I'll start by simply just double-clicking on my camera 2 from the SOLIDWORKS model. I can then enable our depth of field option, and I can pick my focus point to get exactly what I'm looking for. There. I think that looks good. Before I render this, though, I'm going to save my work and check it into the vault. I can browse for the folder that I'm interested in saving the project in, just like we did before finding the model. We can use that same integrated search, so I can type in espresso, knowing that I have a espresso machines folder, and we're dealing with the 2000 series product. We'll jump into our marketing subfolder, and this is where I can save my project. We'll go ahead and give our project a new name, and we'll save it inside of the vault. Check-in is done right through the SOLIDWORKS PDM add-in for Visualize. The add-in also allows me to perform additional vault operations as well, such as change state. I'll add a comment for initial check-in with this project and check it in. Each time a document is modified and checked into the vault, a new version is created. This is great because it allows for me to track the history of all my changes. I can now begin the render process. I'll go over to Output Tools, and I need to specify an output folder for this rendered image. I've got an Images folder inside of our Marketing folder where I'm saving all of my documents. We'll go ahead and select this folder and save our image in there. I'm good with all the additional settings that have been set up, so I'll go ahead and just click Start Render to begin the rendering process. Now that my render is complete, I can add it to my brochure. I've got a placeholder image here, and I'll go ahead and replace that with that rendered image that I created. Now I stored this in the vault, so I can utilize that integrated search that we were talking about before. This will allow me to quickly and easily find that image that I'm interested in. One thing that I like about Microsoft Word is it allows me to insert and link the image in the document. So if there's ever a change made to the image, there isn't a need to replace it in my brochure. I think this looks good. So I'll go ahead and check it in. And it's always good to add comments to associate it to the versions that we're creating when we're checking these files in. That way, if we go back and take a look at the history, we know exactly what was changed. At this point, I can go in and submit it for approval. I know that Jim is the manager that's going to be reviewing this, so I can check the checkbox next to his name. and I'll give him a little comment to let him know that he needs to review and approve the document. With SOLIDWORKS PDM Professional, multiple workflows can be created depending on processes that certain documents need to follow. In this example, I submitted my brochure for approval. As it passes through this transition, it's set to notify the management team, and I can dynamically select the managers I want to notify as we saw earlier. But what if my manager is out of the office or missed the email notification? That's okay. Once the document makes it to the waiting for approval state, I've set up a delayed in state notification. This means that the notification is going to trigger 2 days after it's been sitting in the state and resend each day after. These folder notifications for state can also be set for operations like check-in and check-out. We then just simply need to add either users or groups to receive these notifications. My manager can then reject or approve what I've submitted. If they reject it, I'll receive a notification letting me know. For the setup of this, I can force this notification to go to the individual that submitted it for approval. In the properties for the transition, we can click on the Notifications tab and specify a new folder notification. We simply need to come down and check the Only to Last State Modifier checkbox. As part of this, don't forget to also include the group that user is going to be in as part of the recipients. If my manager approves it, I'll also receive a notification. Similar to before, in the transition properties, I've got a folder notification that's defined and set to only send to the last state modifier. Again, be sure to check that recipient tab and make sure that you have the proper group defined. Speaking of notifications, looks like my manager might have just approved that brochure. All of this is happening in parallel with the design process. As we've seen so far, CAD data is used for more than just manufacturing and engineering. When changes are made to the design, this also affects many other departments like marketing. Hey, looks like I just got another notification. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It appears our 2000 series product has undergone a design change and I need to go update that brochure. Good timing too. Normally I wouldn't be aware of the change until late in the process, but with PDM, I'm instantly notified when the change occurs. Let's take a look at how this is set up in PDM. Here we can quickly see everywhere this model is used. We can see that there's an engineering change order document and our brochure. SOLIDWORKS PDM automatically understands CAD references, but we can also manually add references to other documents as well. For instance, if I know there's a document that references this assembly, take for example, this assembly instructions document. I can check it out, then simply browse over to the CAD model, right-click on it, and choose Copy. Then I can go back to my assembly instructions document, right-click on it, and choose Paste as Reference. Then, once I check the file into the vault, the reference is added. These references are key in automating state changes for all documents that need updating. When the engineering change is complete, it is transitioned through the workflow. Not only can it change the state of the ECO document, but it can also transition our reference files as well. This is done with a little transition naming trick. You can create multiple transitions with the same name and conditionally allow documents to flow through each transition. This is extremely useful when you want to perform certain automated tasks on some documents, but maybe not others. This even applies to files that exist in different workflows. In this example, I have marketing documents in an approved state that are in one workflow, CAD files in another, and my ECOs in yet another. When I transition the ECO to perform the work, it automatically moves the SOLIDWORKS documents to an editing state. And when the ECO is complete, it moves the other documents to a state where they can also be changed. Let's complete these changes and update that brochure image. One of the biggest benefits of SOLIDWORKS Visualize is its ability to update with model changes with a click of the mouse. As I open that Visualize project from earlier, you can see that I'm immediately alerted that there has been a change to the model. By clicking Yes to re-import the model, all the work that I have done is kept and the changes are displayed. I'll go ahead and render my updated model to replace the previous image I used in the brochure. I want to make sure that I have the image checked out inside of the vault so that I can overwrite it. With that done, I can go ahead and select the folder and start my render. Now all that is left to do is update our brochure and resubmit it for approval. I'm going to go ahead and check it out so that I have ownership of the file and I'm able to make my changes. As you can see, opening that brochure automatically updated with the linked image that we had added earlier. I can now check the brochure in and resubmit it for approval. I hope this helps inspire you to take your use of SOLIDWORKS PDM to the next level. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.